It is unbelievable that we're letting this happen. I followed a group of migrants just to understand how they get to where they're going and what they get. And they get to board a plane with no ID.
We can't even do that.
They say, where do you want to go?
We can't do that.
And they fly all over America.
This is a step-by-step how-to video that walks people through getting to China and then on to the United States.
They're not just coming from China, right?
They're coming from all over, Dr. Phil, but one point I want to make, and you heard the audience reaction, the minute I asked about why he's coming to the United States, he clammed up.
Since October of last year, Border Patrol has reported nearly 10,000 arrests of Chinese nationals that have illegally crossed the southwest border, and the number continues to increase every month. I've confirmed that some of the Chinese nationals coming in have ties to the Chinese Communist Party, and they've been released into the United States.
Well, that's Congressman Mark Green of Tennessee, and like I said earlier, Border Patrol can't vet all of these people. Now, Kris Gutierrez is the senior anchor on Merritt Street Media's Evening News. Recently, he went to the Rio Grande Valley area to get a firsthand look at what's happening on the border, and he's on our news set right now. Kris, are you there?
Dr. Phil, the videos that we found on TikTok are shocking. Take a look. We've got one pulled up in the monitor here behind me, and this is just one of the many videos that are floating around social media right now. In fact, those big, bold letters right up there, it translates to the routing strategy to the beautiful country. And essentially, this is a step-by-step how-to video that walks people through getting to China and then on to the United States. In fact, it goes into great detail about which flights to take, which buses to catch in certain countries. In fact, it encourages people to connect with human smugglers that will help them sneak into Southern California. Listen to this.
You will be able to find a lot of human smugglers once you are in Guatemala. One of them can take you to Mexico. You will be in Mexico City after passing by Capachuca and San Pedro. The human smugglers will contact you once you are in Tijuana. They will drive you to Mexicali. It takes 3.5 hours to cross the desert. They will help you climb the wall to sneak into the beautiful, free country, the United States of America.
Now, keep in mind, these videos are spreading across China. I want to show you this map right here because China actually shares a border with Kyrgyzstan. We've highlighted that region in red right there. We met a man from that area. And as we put this map into motion now, the man we met had made his way across the Atlantic into South America. And when we met him, he was actually in Mexico, Reynosa, Mexico, in fact, right across the river from McAllen, Texas. The next part of his journey was to cross the river. We have video of that as well. This is another group of people. You can see they're wading through water that's up to their necks. Some of those dads have children on their shoulders. This guy is clinging on to an inner tube right there. These folks are on their way into American soil. And once they get here, they are in. But for how long, it really depends on who catches them, if anyone catches them at all. If it's a state trooper in the state of Texas, if that's who catches them, they're either going back or they're going to jail. But if the Border Patrol catches them and they say they're seeking asylum, then the next step is they'll be processed and then they are free to roam in our country. In fact, the guy I told you about from Kyrgyzstan, here's what he told me.
How many of your country are here today?
Today?
Yeah.
I think so much. Maybe 20, maybe 25.
How long did it take you to get here?
You mean in Reynosa?
Yes. From your country to here, how many days?
1 month.
1 month. Wow.
1 month.
You're very close to the United States.
I hope.
Yes. Yes.
No.
Where in the United States do you want to go?
I think, I don't know, maybe Philadelphia.
Okay. You have friends there?
I have friends.
Yes.
I have a brother.
Why did you leave your country?
It's a problem. That's why I'm coming here. That's why I needed to go in the USA.
Yeah. What happened in your country?
You know, my English is not so good. That's why I cannot much.
Very good.
Sorry.
Kris, they're not just coming from China, right?
They're coming from all over, Dr. Phil, but one point I want to make, and you heard the audience reaction, the minute I asked about why he's coming to the United States, he clammed up, right?
Well, it's English.
His English failed him, is what he said.
Yeah.
But that's part of the asylum process, right? You have to explain why you're coming into the United States, and it's a very narrow scope as to why you can come. You can't come just because you don't have a job, and you can't come because you feel like your family is threatened because you don't have a job, because of financial reasons, right? But you're right, it's not just China. People are coming into our southern border from all over the world. In fact, I got another clip for you right here.
All right, let's take a look at it right quick.
I think we have better participation here than we have in the Olympics. I mean, we see almost every country that's out there, not just Central America, not just South America. I mean, we have Uzbekistan, we have Egypt, we have Somalia, Eritrea, you name it.
You're also seeing people that are on known terrorist watch lists.
Mm-hmm. And releasing them. I mean, it just takes one person with ill intent is can do a lot of damage to this country. And we have hundreds of thousands that are getting away from us.
Does that keep you up at night?
It used to. It used to.
Yeah, we're doing a lot for these folks once they get here. What's New York doing for the migrants?
Well, New York City, for example, has set aside a debit card program in which they've set aside $53 million of the city budget to give to people who are coming into our country. California, for example, Dr. Phil, they've set aside $1.2 billion that was going to help people with free health care, any age. And then even our own government, Dr. Phil, once you're processed, you get a cell phone in some cases. They'll give you a cell phone. They say it'll help monitor where they're going and they can communicate via an app, but they're getting cell phones as well.
And I'm saying people aren't getting this. You were telling me something, Kyle, at the break about TikTok and news with young people.
We know that TikTok is owned by ByteDance, which is, the algorithm is owned and run by the Chinese government. 1/3 of America's youth between the ages of 18 and 35, 1/3 gets 100% of their news from TikTok today. So you wonder how our universities are turning into what they're turning into as far as with anti-Semitism running rampant and with all of the different kinds of, let's just say, hate that's being propagated, but also this loss of an ability to decide between right and wrong is happening amongst our kids. And it's because the Chinese government is able to broadcast directly into our kids' bedrooms.
Yes.
Without the FCC, without anything else going on. I want to make one point about the border because I've gone to the border like you many times, and I've followed a group of migrants just to understand how they get to where they're going and what they get. They get a Ziploc bag with some papers, and their name is put on there, whatever name they gave them if they don't have any ID. Now, they might have amazing Nike Jordans and a perfect polo shirt on, but they don't have any ID with them. And they get taken to a detention center, and a bus drives them to the airport. And they get to board a plane with no ID, with a plastic bag and a piece of paper.
We can't even do that.
They say, where do you want to go?
We can't do that.
And they fly all over America, and they say, here's your court date. Your court date's 4 years out. Please come back for your court date here in McAllen, Texas. Yeah. I'm telling you, that's what happens. And so it's insane what we do. It is unbelievable that we're letting this happen.
Well, we actually have some very specific instructions that are on TikTok for people about how to get here. The routing to the beautiful country is to first go to Hong Kong, fly to Turkey, then get a ticket to Ecuador. You will be crossing the ocean by boat to enter the rainforest. After walking out of the refugee camp in Panama, get on the bus that takes you to David. It takes about 15 hours. You need to transfer twice to be at the Costa Rica border. They will help you climb the wall to sneak into the beautiful free country, the United States. I mean, it's giving you start here, go there, get a transfer here. You'll take 2 transfers, go there, get here, and then they'll help you climb over the wall.